Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Land Yacht Garage. So, in this video, some old-time subscribers are going to know what I'm doing. As for some of the new subscribers to the channel, I know that we've gotten a lot. Usually, once a month, I try. Never happens. It's like every 2 months. I do a subscriber update, where I just walk around, show you some things that are off camera that's been happening. Yeah, so I do try to do these once a month. Never happens. Uh, this video is going to be this week's video because I'm working on a video now that you guys are going to get a sneak peek of. And let me tell you, I've already filmed like the first 3 clips and I'm not happy with the video already. So let me go ahead and get started here. So this is no editing, nothing. The OBS bed, I still got to order the bed rails. All of my OBS parts are over here. Front fenders are up for sale. They're rust-free OBS fenders. I'm just not happy with them. 7.3 Power Stroke radiator, the headache rack, because I decided that I'm not going with a headache rack with the rebuilt truck. So yeah, pretty much nothing's changed here. This is just a bunch of OBS parts. And I'm going to go ahead and come over to the cab. There's fireworks shrapnel. For me, it's a week after 4th of July. So happy 4th of July. I know it's like a week late. Yeah, that's all over the yard. So the tractor paint, I think spots, I laid it on too thick because it gator skinned. Like pretty bad on the firewall. And it's still tacky. That part's still wet, and it's been 2 weeks since I've done it. So, yeah, that looks like shit. It is what it is. Nothing much has changed over here. This is my frame. I still got to remove the motor mounts, power steering and lines and stuff, power steering box, the fuel line clips, the rest of the clips on the frame, and this rear cross member. So, let me go ahead and show you guys what the next video is going to be. So, frame's back from the sandblaster. I'll get into that more in detail. This is the color. If you really put a light on it, it looks kind of gray. But then if you step back, it's kind of blue. I got to do way thicker. Obviously, I'm nowhere near done. I just did probably... I did like 1 cup yesterday. This is what it will all look like, pretty much. And that's fully hardened. So yeah, up there's not glossy because I didn't lay it on wet. So I'm gonna probably do 3 or 4 coats on this because I don't want my frame rusted. Then I gotta get the transmission on my engine stand. That'll be a separate video. And so then I can paint that. Well, clean it, paint it, paint my transfer case. So then I can get at least the transmission and transfer case set in the truck. So then I can put my cab on. Motor can wait. That's no big deal. The motor will go in later. But the problem is when you have the engine transfer case with the cab on, you have to remove the rear transmission cross member, and I'm trying to avoid that because those are a pain in the ass. So yeah, I'm not sure. I gotta figure out if the 350 and the 150 steering boxes are the same because this one got cut pretty good with a death wheel. So there's the update on that. And the main update in this video, well, not this. Still trying to sell the 7.3 drivetrain. This is still up for sale. Can't seem to sell it. Whatever. I'm selling it for literally dirt cheap. The Cadillac. For you guys that are new to the channel, this is my 66 Cadillac DeVille. I have done over $5,000 worth of work to this shitbox. Interior, I did a bunch of work to the motor that ended up blowing up. Body works, ton of suspension and brake work. Everything's new. There's actually videos on the suspension. And since I pulled the motor, ooh, that is fucking warm. It has just became a storage unit. Literally. A storage unit. But I think my time with this car is coming to an end. So I don't want it anymore. I just don't. I'm kind of over the phase. It is a good car, and I'll probably end up regret selling it. But I really want a square body Chevy. So, with that being said, I am selling this thing for dirt cheap. I'm selling it for less than half of what I have into it. I know that I'm never going to be able to get my money back out of it. So, if any of you guys are interested, it is located in New Hampshire. You know how to get a hold of me. Put a comment down there if you don't have any other social media. Instagram is Land Yacht Garage. You can message me on there. You can, if you comment, say, hey, I'm interested, I'll send you my email. I don't really have an email just for the channel right now. So, yeah, this, over $5,000 worth of work done to it. I need to get rid of it. I've dealt with a couple of marketplace morons, to say the least. So yeah, we can go way more into detail on what has been done to it. Pretty much, it does need extensive body work in the rear. Frame is great on it, and needs a motor. It'd be really cool to see this car LS swapped. I was gonna actually do a twin turbo LS in it, which who knows, I might still do that if it don't sell, but I would really like to sell this thing. So let's do the bullnose real quick. So a lot has changed on this since the last video that it was in. We ended up taking it to the drag strip, and it ran its fastest run at a 13.8. And then that was good. Took it back again with a new carburetor. We got a 750 Holly Street HP. So we took that back and we did the first run, and it was misfiring really bad, which I at first didn't think it was a misfire. So I'm tuning the carburetor, whatever, and nope. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? So I ended up pulling the coil wire off, and the coil wire was broken. So I'm like, huh. Which, hold on, previously to that, we were going down a interstate near me at, quite very faster than the speed limit. Like a, a lot. And then we took another trip around. We got home and I heard this weird noise. Now, you wouldn't be able to hear it if you didn't know the truck. So I'm like, that's weird. It sounded like it was coming from the rear bell housing. I'm like, what the hell? So I figured, oh, maybe a torque converter nut or whatever, which it wasn't very noticeable. So then we ended up taking it to the drag strip because I didn't know what the hell it was. It was it was only at idle. So I thought, okay, whatever. I didn't really know. and it wasn't noticeable, like I said. And we took it to the drag strip, found the broken coil wire. I rigged it enough to get it misfiring the whole way home, which is about about a half an hour, 35 minutes. And wow, that hood is way out of adjustment. So anyway, we got home. I threw a new coil in it because like inside of the coil was all corroded. And I threw the new coil in it, and then we decided to take it out to dinner, and which was about 25 minutes away. And we get almost there, and all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. It starts clunking, and it not the good noises coming from the motor, like really bad. So we end up turning around, driving it home. Let's just say on 6.5 cylinders, this truck still did a sideways burnout for about 500 feet. And so I got it home, pulled the passenger side valve cover, and valve spring failure. So what had happened was the valve spring, valve retainer broke, which in turn bent the push rod. And I didn't realize the damage was this extensive until later on. Piston hit valve, piston and rods was fine. Bent valve, but then I didn't know until I pulled, because it wiped out one. At first I thought it was one lifter, the little plunger for the hydraulic roller lifter. Well, I pulled off the keeper, the guide, and one of the legs for the guide was broken. So then I pulled the other lifter, and that was destroyed. So what had happened was when the push rod bent, it broke the guide on the other lifter. Roller lifter twisted, wiped out the cam. That was it. So I will show you guys that here in a second. I forgot. Pulled the motor out, put it on the stand. I can't remember the specs on the cam. I think it's like 600 lift. These aren't specific numbers. And I think it's like 150 duration, I want to say. I can't remember. It's a decent cam. Better than the 500 lift that it was in it before. And then we did a 3000 stall converter. So still got to do a little bit of tightening up in here. So we ended up taking it back to the drag strip Friday and ran a 16.3 because it spun really bad for about 400 to 500 feet. Because right now we're running into, since the rear end's open, it really needs a locker. The rear end's open, so whatever tire spins in the burnout pit, and then when you launch, the opposite tire spins. So that's what's happening now. So painted the motor all red, a lot better than the blue. Still got a decent leak. The only seals that I didn't do in it was the rear main and the front seal. And I think the rear main is leaking, or it could be the rear pan seal, which I don't see how. It doesn't really leak bad. But yeah, thicker oil would probably help that. So there's the update on the bullnose. As of right now, okay, I'll shut that later. As of right now, it's back running and driving. Still got to do a little bit more tuning. It's going back on the dyno maybe Wednesday. So hopefully it'll make more power. So here's the cam. No more lobe left. So let me go ahead and give you guys some more updates. There's really not much left to show you. Snowmobile's over there. That thing runs great. Best $450 I ever spent. However, I am selling it. OBS parts over here. I found a cowl hood on Marketplace that I can't afford right now, but it's way cheaper than a new one. A new cowl hood for my truck is $800, and I found one on Marketplace for $3. The passenger door that's going on my truck when I, get to putting the cab on. Let me go over here. The OBS Power Stroke cab. I really haven't sold many parts off that Power Stroke. The only thing I sold was the PCM and the IDM. I meant ICM. So I ended up pulling the headliner out of it, and I pulled the rear window because I want sliding back window in my truck. Yeah. So not much changed with this. I just dragged it out here. And that's about it. I don't think there's much more to show you guys. Scrap pile, yep, grew again. I had some guy come back in March with a dump trailer with 10-foot walls and a whole 8-foot bed, and he filled the whole thing. And this was all clear. But then, more stuff happened and collection again. So, I gotta really get that fuel tank for my truck up here. So, I know, guys, that this isn't a typical video. Next week, we'll be back to the regular videos. It was just, I know some people are asking. I had some people ask, okay, I need to get into this now, on why I'm out of mud mowers. The reason for that is, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The mud mower community in this state is toxic as shit. I know some of the new guys on the channel won't realize probably what mud mowers are. But the community is just toxic around here. It's one certain person that I didn't see eye to eye to 5 years ago. Not mentioning any names. If somebody asked, I'll tell them. We didn't exactly see eye to eye almost 5 years ago. 4.5 really. And there's a certain mud mower group with the area code that I'm in, and he shoved up everybody's ass. Everybody's. And me and my buddy that had nothing to do with what happened would always try to go to these mud mower runs, and we were told nope by another individual that is a shitbag. Like I said, I'm not sugarcoating it. And so yeah, the mud mower community just fell apart and full of shitbags now. That's pretty much it. And also, me and my buddy, we go out riding and stuff. And it's either his house or my house. And we both have a decent amount of trails that we can go to. But that gets old too. So that's why I'm out of mud mowers now. I ended up selling the red mud mower. I sold the diesel Sears. And that's pretty much it. Will I build one in the future? It all depends. If the mud mower community stays the way it does and doesn't smarten up, no, I won't. It's just the most toxic. It's worse than the truck scene right now. Which obviously you guys won't know. It's just its area code. But that group is more toxic than the truck scene. So that's why I'm not into mud mowers anymore. A couple people were asking that. A couple of people were asking where's the caddy. I got into that last video or 2 videos ago. So Cadillac is for sale. If anybody's interested, go ahead and message me. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching this video. I think I touched base on pretty much everything. If I didn't, and also if you guys have any questions or anything, just put them in the comments. I mean, I literally either like or reply to every comment. I know some creators don't do that, which if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't have a YouTube channel. So that's, yeah. So don't be afraid to ask questions or really anything. Oh, I do need to do one thing. So, had one person reach out to me on Instagram asking if they could see my toolbox. So, here you go. It's a 48-inch from Harbor Freight, I think. I actually just got it like a year ago. Well, from my neighbor for like $80. This is the socket drawer. Nothing fancy. Probably the most expensive thing in here is this Cornwell 1/4-inch extension set. But I got everything I need. I gotta locate some sockets. Wrench drawer. Nothing special. Most of this stuff is Harbor Freight or, like weird off-brand Amazon shit. Plier drawer. Let me just tell you, for somebody that uses their tools every day, Cornwell is no better than Harbor Freight. Screwdriver drawer. I highly recommend these Hiscapa, that's what I call them, screwdriver set. They're like $30 on Amazon, and I've had them for almost 2 years, using them daily, and I just broke my first one. None of them have bent. Granted, screwdrivers are not pry bars. And yeah, so highly recommend that set. Just some assortments, tap and die set, security bit set. Yeah. In here, pick set, slide hammer, steering wheel puller, compression tester, Cornwell, caliper compressor kit that I have still yet to use. I bought that thing from Cornwell Truck 8 months ago. Haven't used it. Power probe, hammers, grease packer for bearings, all of the ratchets, breaker bars, torque wrenches, miscellaneous, mainly Allen wrenches, but everything. Drill bit set. These are all chisels and punches. Wire brushes, wire wheels, kind of another throw together drawer. Coil spring, compressor, bunch of electrical tape, and this was my air tool drawer, but now I just throw pretty much anything in there. And in this one, this is my whole electrical box. This is mainly the whole miscellaneous toolbox where I just throw extra parts and whatever. My rags, all of my corded power tools, and that's all Ford hardware and stuff. So there's that. Yeah, so there's my toolbox. I know somebody reached out to me on Instagram. So, like I said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it is not the typical video, but this video won't be done in time for this week, and I haven't missed a week's video in a pretty long time. Well, 2 months. So, that's the reason. So, thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one on painting this frame.